abusive and broken home I came from that my child would have had to live in since I wouldn't have been able to afford my own home. When I think about it now, it makes me incredibly sad that I almost subjected another human to that shitty life I was living. And sure, a lot of people say I could have chosen adoption, but lives or take away from those kids. By choosing abortion, I was able to get my life on track and pass the teen drama before passing it on to my own children. At 23 years old, I am When I was 20, I got pregnant. It was in my junior year of college. I wasn't in a serious relationship and had no plan to have a family for at least 10 years, so I knew immediately that I couldn't have this baby. Even though I'd always been I got my abortion at a clinic in Maryland while I was home on break. I was nervous. I knew it was the right choice for me. The people in the clinic were very supportive, and the abortion itself was a lot less scary than I expected. Even though it wasn't a choice that I would ever have to make again, I know I made the right one. Now I can wait to have a family when I'm ready, and when I can give that child all of the attention and love and care. Life is definitely better for it, and I have never regretted it. I hope that every woman will continue to have the right to make this choice for herself, and I will continue to advocate for women's right to choose. I made the choice to have an abortion. I had graduated college with a 4 years bachelor degree and was dating a man for 1 year and was earning about $800 a month. At the time, I had the only basic all was well until I found that 1 month money was tight and I didn't have the money for the monthly contraception. At the time, my boyfriend refused to use condoms, a real winner, right? So we resorted to natural family planning. I got pregnant that month. My decision to get an abortion, although difficult, was very clear for me. I had no financial security. My future career, and although I knew that eventually I wanted one, the time was not right for me to start a family. Luckily, I found a local Planned Parenthood chapter that helped me through the process, and afterward, I ended up getting for months home at a time. I often think of how differently my life would have turned out had I given birth 10 years ago. I do know this tough. I do know this though. I am pregnant with my first child, and I could not be more thrilled. What a difference a decade makes. I have since bought a house, am financially stable, have a great job, and met a wonderful man who is the father of this baby. I am in a much better position to bring this personal story. At one point in my life, I was very pro-life. I couldn't imagine who would ever get an abortion. Then came the day that I learned I was pregnant. I didn't choose to become pregnant. Pro-choice was the way to go. People can preach what they want until you are actually in a situation you will never understand. I do not regret my choice and will fight to keep choice legal. I will now read another personal story. My husband and financially ready to have a baby. 32 days later, I'm pregnant. I always wanted a girl. Fast forward again to 20-week checkup, or as any patient of a busy OBGYN practice knows, a 20 to 23-week checkup, just whenever they can squeeze you in. The big deal at 20 weeks for parents is or illness. Our appointment was the last one, on a Friday. The technician told me I was going to have a little girl. Moments later, devastating news. Something is wrong. After a weekend from hell, I was examined for almost 2 hours by a team of experts at the specialist's office. I knew two things. I didn't want anything to be wrong with my baby girl, and it didn't matter to me if she was mentally or physically handicapped. My girl would go home with me. And then I learned there was a third. If they were certain, I asked for candor. I asked how she could move on if she was so sick. I was told, yes, her movements are seizure-like activity and not normal fetal movements. She should not when she undoubtedly will not. The birth process will surely kill her. If it did not, the moment she was separated with your body, she would die. I was also told that my options were to end my pregnancy period enforced by the law. If I took even one day, the waiting period would cause the procedure, which must happen out of state, to occur one day too late for it to be legal. According to her estimated gestational age, we were legality that regulates a woman's health choices, with the focus on supporters being on women who are irresponsible or find being pregnant inconvenient. My pregnancy was not inconvenient. My pregnancy we chose to let her go. We chose not to prolong her death. We chose not to go home, not knowing when I would deliver a blue, lifeless baby. We chose not to spend possibly the next 4 months planning a funeral instead of a nursery. We should have been able to get a second, third, or 30th opinion. My husband and I decided together with the support of our family and friends. Our sweet baby girl passed away just days after our first anniversary. We still mourn for a daughter we never lives. We were essentially being told, hurry up, because in a half an hour, the government will take your choice away from you. It was always our choice to make. We should have been able to take the time. And now I will read another personal. 2 days before that she was pregnant. She had already broken up with the guy she had been seeing. When she went to his room to tell him about the pregnancy, he had told her that it wasn't his